What's up, guys? Gaonan here, and welcome to a new season of Drafting to Masters. This season's going to be a little bit different because we aren't going to be showing every single draft on our way to Masters because I want to produce some other content. I will still be doing solo drafts, I want to do some partner drafts, and I've got some other exciting things coming down the pipeline too. As always, if you've missed Season 1 or Season 2 of Drafting to Masters, I've included those playlists in the top right corner of this video so you can go back and watch old seasons where I document my whole climb up to Masters. I also want to take a moment to say if you're new to the channel, welcome. I greatly appreciate you enjoying my content, and if you feel so obligated, I'd love for you to follow and subscribe to the YouTube channel. So without further ado, let's get into our first solo draft of the month. Alright, so we've got a couple choices here as far as pack one, pick one. I don't think Bullet Shaper is that exciting in draft. I think Veteran Strategist is always a decent early pick because it'll almost always make your deck and it can fix you for any color you're after. So if you're splashing a third color, it can fix for that. If you need that second influence to play one of your Inspire guys or Master at Arms, it's good for that too. So really I'd say it's between Veteran Strategist and Lethrai Target Caller. The other cards I think are all below the power levels of those two, and I'm just going to pick the Veteran Strategist here and see what else comes our way. Alright, so this pack is really interesting. We've got some nice choices here. We have Fierce Mossaraptor, we have Bloodthirsty Brawler, Frontier Bard, Welding Torch, and Master at Arms, all of which are reasonable. So kind of this L shape here. I really like Bloodthirsty Brawler. I think it's amazing top end. It does put us into two colors, but I don't think I have an issue with that because I think it's the strongest card here. If this wasn't here, I'd probably be taking Welding Torch or Master at Arms. Alright, so here I don't love Barricade. I don't really like Refracted Sentinel that much. It is a very large body, but I don't like ramping my opponent or fixing them for a third color oftentimes. Kind of stinks because it is the best card that goes with Bloodthirsty Brawler, but there are good shadow cards here and a good time card as well. You know what? Since we picked the Bloodthirsty Brawler, I am going to pick this Refracted Sentinel, but we have to keep an eye on these shadow cards that are coming through because both Lethrai Blade Whirl and Lethrai Target Caller are pretty good cards, but I'm going to take the Sentinel here because we took Bloodthirsty Brawler. I usually don't like this card because it ramps our opponents, but I think here we're going to take it because we took the Bloodthirsty Brawler. Alright, so Jack's Choice could be a splash card for us. There's also Snowfort Trumpeter, which is solid tribute card. The fire cards are pretty underwhelming, but I think I'm going to take Jack's Choice just because it's totally splashable and a pretty strong card. Granite Render is a nice 2-drop, so I'm going to pick that over the Lethrai Darkstalker here. Final Shot is definitely one way to end a game. I don't love Gale Prowler or Gift of Battle or Overheat. Don't really want to go into a fourth color taking Wormic Chanter, so I'm just going to take Final Shot here. So with us wanting to be aggressive, Oni Eulogist makes sense here. Fiery Fisher is a nice pickup. This time I think we will take Gale Prowler over the first Frost Shaman. And some quick autopilot picks for us. I'll take Shamanic Blast over Light 'em Up and Gift of Battle. Okay, so looking at the second pack, Slush Dumper is pretty good. We don't have any Yetis yet. Granite Acolyte is almost always strong, so I think I'm going to take the Granite Acolyte here over Slush Dumper. But the earlier you take Slush Dumper, probably the better it is, but I am not going to be upset taking Granite Acolyte here. So here we have Rampage, Jump Kick, Temper. Those are pretty much our choices. I'm a little worried. Hopefully this pack is just weak for Skycrag, but I mean it must have been because the person took a rare. So we'll take Rampage here. So we could have another Granite Acolyte here. There's Snow Crust Yeti, which is not as good as it is in Constructed. So I'm going to take another Granite Acolyte here. Slope Sergeant is definitely a reason to have Yetis. We could also take Dark Return for a splash, or the Felon Banner to help us kind of solidify this Jack's Choice splash. But for now, I'm just going to take the Slope Sergeant. Actually, because we don't have any Yetis yet, I don't think it makes sense to take the Slope Sergeant. I'm going to take the Felon Banner here since splashing Jack's Choice is fairly strong for us. Ooh, some really nice cards coming through for us. Clan Hero is a great reason to be in Skycrag. Oni Ronin is one of the most aggressive 1-drops you can get. And I think I'm just going to take the Oni Ronin here because it is super strong to lead off with this on turn 1 and just get the war cries going. Nice, we've got very good choices here between Disassembler and Into the Furnace. I'm going to take Into the Furnace here over Disassembler. We've already got a 2/2 Grenadin for 2, so I think it makes sense to take Into the Furnace. Renegade Valkyrie could be worth splashing. We don't have the right banners for it yet, so I don't think I'm going to take it since we're already kind of working our way towards this Jack's Choice splash. Instead, I'm just going to take Gun Down here. Oni Quartermaster has good synergy with Granite Acolyte, and Jack's Choice for that matter if we use its secondary mode. I think I like it better than Island's Intervention, but Island's Intervention is removal. But I'm just going to take Quartermaster here. Another Granite Acolyte is great for us. We have way too many 3-drops at the moment, so we kind of got to watch out for that. Cloud of Ash could be a finisher for us. I think it's probably better than a second Rampage, so we'll take Cloud of Ash here. And Granite Waystone's a really nice pickup for us. Alright, so we still don't have any Yetis so far, so Slush Dumper is not great. I think I'm just going to take this Crafty Yeti. Hip Shot is the best card here for us. Not going to splash any of these shadow cards, and Blind Storyteller doesn't make a lot of sense for us, so Hip Shot it is. Torch is one of the premier reasons to be in Fire because you can often see them late in packs 2 and 3, so I'll definitely take the Torch here over the Crest. This would be our 4th Granite Acolyte or our 3rd Into the Furnace, so I think I'm just going to take Granite Acolyte here. There is also a Combust, but I think we're doing pretty good on removal at this point. I think Scrap Hound's probably better than anything else here for us. Wisdom is a little slow, and Yeti Spy I don't think we're going to play. Not really that interested in Winter's Grass, so Scrap Hound it is. We'll just take the rare since we're not going to play anything from here. Cyclops is great. Island's Intervention is still good too. But I think I'll just take Jotun Cyclops here. Another 2-drop is really good for us. I like it more than the Kyrex. Another Granite Acolyte? Yeah, sure. I love Granite Acolyte. Shiny. Wow, Clan Hero is great for us. And Kyrex might make the deck too. Alright, so before we get too far into pack 4, let's do a quick unit count to make sure we're on track. So we have 5 1 and 2 drops, not great, but serviceable. We're doing pretty good on units. We're at like 18 or 19 depending on what we decide to play. I think Gleaming Shield is just better than everything else here for us, so we'll take that. This is going to be a weird Skycrag deck because it's more focused on late game value than it is early game. Spirit Ward Shaman does help us hold the ground while we potentially win in the air, but I don't know if we have anything that can really win in the air. Maybe it's more like until we find our bombs that can get us through like final shot. So I think Spirit Ward Shaman is better than Oni Eulogist for us. We have so many 3-drops already. Yeah, Quick Trigger Outlaw makes sense for us. We could take Advanced Scout, but I like the Quick Trigger Outlaw here since it synergizes with weapons, so we'll take it. Welding Torch is a fantastic weapon. Really happy to see it. Entangling Vines would probably be the other pick here. There's even Rotor Cycle and Veteran Strategist as well, but I think I'm just going to take the Welding Torch here. War Painter. It is another 3-drop. Yeah, Portent Reader could actually be pretty good for us because it's a flyer. We can put the Granite Acolyte swords on there, so... But maybe it's just better to take War Painter. I mean, War Painter is just a better card. We don't have any Echo synergies. Yeah, let's just take War Painter. Gravemarker Oni is good for us. There's also another Entangling Vines that we're passing up. Yeah, let's take the Gravemarker Oni. Don't think we'll play a second War Painter or a second Eulogist, so we'll take Portent Reader here. Wallbreaker might actually be good since it has Overwhelm. And then a bunch of cards that we're not going to play. Okay, so 5 is the maximum amount of cards you can have. So good thing we didn't get more than 5 Granite Acolytes. I don't think I've ever reached that cap before. This is going to be a little bit of a different deck than we would normally play in Skycrag because it doesn't have a bunch of 1 and 2 drops. We've got some, but not so many that we're really gonna like get out of the gates and be super aggressive. So I think that's one reason to cut Refracted Sentinel already. Because if we're going to the late game, we don't want our opponent to get to the late game faster than we do. So we've got Welding Torch, Gleaming Shield, Final Shot. These are all great late game weapons. We don't need Gift of Battle. Don't think we're playing Cloud of Ash. Not playing Shamanic Blast. And then I think we just really need to focus on the units. So yeah, if we cut... This is probably an 18 power deck. So that'd be 8 cuts, which would put us to 17 units. So we might cut another spell here. Probably, I'm kind of thinking about Hip Shot. I think that's fine. Alright, so let's look at these units. So all of our 1 and 2 drops, I think, are in Portent Reader, mainly because of the 5 Granite Acolytes. We want the Clan Hero, the Crafty Yeti. Don't think we want 2 Eulogists. We're not going to be that aggressive. Do want Quartermaster. I'm mixed on this War Painter, but we'll come back to that one. I think Wallbreaker is reasonable. Gale Prowler is reasonable. I think Scale Channel Sorcerer is probably the weakest of our 4 drops, along with Spirit Ward Shaman. But maybe I want Spirit Ward Shaman to kind of protect all the weapons I'm going to be putting on things. I think Wallbreaker can go. Yeah, let's get the War Painter out of here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 1 and 2 drops. Yeah, I think that's fine. I want all my 3 drops that I have here. And then my 4 drops. Gale Prowler. I think Gale Prowler is good. I think Gravemarker Oni is good. I think Jotun Cyclops is good. And Spirit Ward Shaman. I think you get the Axe. And then... I think we need to cut one more spell. We could just not play around with Jack's Choice and stick to a 2-color deck and be a little bit more consistent. Given the amount of removal we have, I think that's fine. There is, some potential synergy we're losing out with Oni Quartermaster and Jack's Choice, but that's a pretty niche case. I think 9 times out of 10 you're using this to kill an enemy unit, not, for... weapons and draw. So I'm going to cut the Jack's Choice, just leave it as a 2-color deck, and be pretty happy with where we ended up. Oh, actually this is only 17 power. I think we need to cut one more piece. Yeah, let's get the crafty Yeti out of here. There's not much it's really doing for us except filtering cards. Hopefully we can get the Oni Quartermaster Granite Acolyte synergies going on and just kind of roll our way through. Alright, so this is 18 power. Let's get the power add to the deck. So just the Waystone to worry about. 10-7 split seems fine since we're heavily into fire compared to Primal. Primal is actually basically just a splash, but we do have one double Primal card, so we've got to be aware of that. Other than that, do we have any double fire? No, we have no double fire. So this is going to be pretty easy influence requirements. 1 fire and 1 primal up to 3 on 4. We have double primal. And then, eventually we'll want 4 fire for Granite Waystone. So yeah, I think this is the deck. Just want to close out the drafting and deck building portion by saying thanks for joining me in Season 3 of Drafting to Masters. Like I said at the top, we'll have some varied content. It's not going to show every single draft on my way up to Masters, as you saw at the beginning. I've already started my climb, and I'm also just going to be doing some different types of content. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that, and obviously, I'll need your feedback as I try out new things and new content so that I know, is this what you guys want to see, or should I go back to doing more of what I was doing in the past? So, once again, appreciate you guys being here and hope you'll join me for the games next.